Good morning, children. Today we are going to start our next chapter, verbs. Let us first discuss what is a verb. Verbs are words that express action or state of being. Or you can also say verbs are the action words in a sentence that describe what the subject is doing. Now let's see some examples. Anthony is throwing the football. Here what Anthony is doing? Anthony is throwing the football. So throwing is a verb. She accepted the job offer. Now, what is the action done by this girl? Accepted. What she accepted? The job offer. So, accepted is the action done by her, and so it is a verb. I am a student. Here, what is the verb? Am. Am is the state of being. We are circus performers. Here are is also a verb, which is a state of being. Please be quiet. Now here be is also a verb. Next, Mark eats his dinner quickly. Now what Mark is doing? Eats. Eats is a verb. We went to the market. Where we are going? We went to market. Went is the past form of verb. Okay? You write neatly in your notebook. Now, can you tell me what is the verb here? Write. Yes, write is a verb, which is the action done by the second person. Now next we will see how many types of verbs are there. There are 3 types of verbs. First is action verbs. Under this action verbs we can divide verb into 2 categories. That is transitive and intransitive. Now next type of verb is modal verbs. Sometimes it is also called as helping verbs. Okay. Now the third one is auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are also called as linking verbs. Now children, I am going to teach you here transitive and intransitive verb, that is the action verbs. Okay. Auxiliary verb and modal verbs we will do afterward. Verb chapter we will do transitive and intransitive verb. So there are 2 types of action verb, as we already read that. First is transitive verb and intransitive verb. Now let's see what is transitive verb. A transitive verb expresses an action directed towards a person, place or thing. The action expressed by a transitive verb passes from the doer or the subject to the receiver of the action. Or you can also say that word that receives the action of a transitive verb are called objects. Okay, it will be clear through example. Suppose the teacher made the question paper. Now here children, what is the subject? Who is the doer? The teacher. The teacher is the doer here, or you can call subject. Okay. Now, what is the object here? Here the object is the question paper. Okay, so the action expressed by the doer passes to the receiver. Who is the receiver? Here the receiver is the question paper. So made is the verb and this is transitive verb. Next example is Peter cut the cake. Now here you see Peter is the subject and cake is the object. So the action is passed from Peter to the cake. So cut is the transitive verb. You can see the teacher made what? The question paper. Children, here the teacher is the subject and the question paper is the object. So you can question yourself, the teacher made what? The question paper. Okay, so and the next question is Peter cut the cake. Here Peter cut what? The cake. So the cake is the object here and Peter is the subject. So in the above sentences, the verb made and cut are transitive verb. A transitive verb needs a direct object to complete its meaning. Without object, the meaning is incomplete. Now, next example you see. Some more examples I'll tell you. Birds have feathers. The teacher praised the pupil. She is eating a pear. I like English. They are playing football. The potter has made a beautiful pot. Dennis bought a bicycle. She is writing an essay. Now, in all these sentences, you will find a subject as well as the object. So, the verb here all are transitive verb because the action is passing from the subject towards the object. Okay, children? Now, let's come to intransitive verb. A verb which does not need an object. In transitive verb, we need an object, but in intransitive verb, we do not need an object to make a complete sense. Is called an intransitive verb. Or you can say an intransitive verb expresses an action or tells something about the subject without the action passing to a receiver or object. It can stand alone in the predicate because its meaning is complete. So, here children, you will find that the sentence gives the complete meaning without the object. Okay, now see examples. Mr. Becker jogs every day. Now here children, you can find that there is no object. Mr. Becker is the subject and jogs is a verb, but object is not there. But the sentence is giving you a complete meaning that Mr. Becker jogs every day. The wicked hunter was hiding. Now, wicked hunter was hiding. Here also you will not find any object. Means it does not need an object to make a complete sense. It is giving you a complete sense. Annie looks very beautiful. Annie is the subject, looks is a verb, and here also no object, and it is giving you complete meaning. So looks is a intransitive verb. Mr. John speaks loudly. Now Mr. John is a subject, speaks is a verb. Here also you will not get any object. So speaks is also a intransitive verb. The ship sank rapidly. Next, the department store opens at 6 o'clock. Mr. Ben is driving carefully. So, driving is a intransitive verb, and here also you will not get any object. The wind blew strongly. So, blew is also a intransitive verb. Now, sometimes children you will get two objects. Here you are getting in transitive verb you were getting one object, but sometime you will get double object. So some transitive verbs have two objects. Those things that you do for someone or you give to someone are called direct objects. The person who receives the thing is called the indirect object. So you will get in some types of sentences you will get two objects. One will be direct object and another will be indirect object. So let's see some examples of double object. That is, the manager gave her the money. Now in this sentence you see children, the manager is the subject, gave is a verb, her is a direct object, and what the manager is giving, the money. The money is also an object, and but the money is an indirect object. Okay, here you are getting two objects. One is direct and another is indirect. So it is also a transitive verb. Mother is reading Michael a story. Now mother is a subject, is reading is a verb, Michael direct object, and story is an indirect object. So it is also a transitive verb. Nancy baked a cake for me. Nancy subject, baked verb, a cake is a direct object and me is an indirect object. So here also you will see two types of object. One is direct and another, me is the indirect object. So baked is a transitive verb. Can you fetch me a cup and a plate? Now here also you will see two kinds of object. One is cup and another is plate. So one is direct object and another is indirect object. Now children, verb example you must have seen verbs like gave, reading, baked and fetch. An indirect object are her, Michael, me. Okay, and one more, me. Direct objects, money, story, cake, cup and a plate. Now I hope you must have understood the verbs. Children, I'll give you some questions. You will solve it in your grammar copy. Okay, thank you.